What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode 4 of the Frontline Film Podcast. We're still going. We're still going, believe it or not. Um, got some fun stuff to talk about this week. This past week, the Oscar nominations came out, and so we definitely wanted to react to some of that, some things that we liked, and some snubs that we were pissed off about. We both have some things to say, so excited to kind of dive into that. We got a couple trailers to talk about, a couple cool pieces of movie news, and we have an update for all of the viewers on something that Landon finally watched. But we will get to that at the end of the podcast. No movie review today. Nothing crazy really out right now. I went and saw Flight Risk, but I don't even know if that's really worthy of a review. Um, so we're just gonna wait for now and see, what the next thing is that, we both want to see. But still got some fun stuff to talk about today. If you guys like everything, remember to like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you want to hear, and we will make it happen. So, like I said, the first thing we wanted to talk about was the Oscar nominations. Now, I know we talked about Golden Globe winners a couple weeks ago, but the Oscars are obviously like the bigger deal. So, yeah, what are some of your thoughts immediately with the Oscars?
I mean, there's an elephant in the room. We'll probably discuss that here in just a second, but I do want to talk about good things, I guess, right? I want to talk about the good first. I feel like we should always talk about the good first. So, actor in a leading role, I think that me and you wanted Timmy for Dune Part 2. Hell, we probably want.
Timmy, I saw both movies. Timmy put on a better performance in Dune Part 2, without a doubt. I honestly thought that he would maybe even get two noms for a leading role. I think that's happened before, but he definitely, I think, deserved it. But he is still really good. I know you didn't see it, but he is still really good in A Complete Unknown, in my opinion.
I'm glad he gets a nomination. He has a chance. I think I don't know what your thoughts are about it. I do think that they're probably. I mean, Adrian Brody. Well, I mean, is probably the favorite. I would imagine.
Most likely.
But and then you see Sebastian Stan with The Apprentice as well. Sebastian Stan's awesome. I just love Sebastian Stan, and I know he won for
A different
yeah,
man.
different man.
It was
But that
the
would
other movie.
he was a what that would be supporting, right? He wasn't the
I
main.
don't know if he was supporting or main, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
different movie.
yeah, we need to look. I should have probably looked at that before I came. But yeah, man, I'm glad to see Timmy. Like I said, Doom Part 2 would have probably been the one that I wish he got a nomination for, but he's on here, he's got a chance, and as long as he has a chance. I know you probably watched the SNL thing where it went through the highlights of every time he lost. I thought that was pretty funny.
Of TBC, yeah,
Yeah,
no, that
I
was
thought
actually pretty funny.
that was pretty funny.
It
Uh,
was it was a leading actor in a motion picture drama, so
okay, so
completely
that,
different movie. So he was in two heaters this past year,
that
apparently.
that's interesting that they gave him one for a different man for the Golden Globes, and then the Oscars turn around and give him for The Apprentice. I heard
Sebastian
he's great in
Stan's
both.
supremacy.
Do what?
Sebastian Stan's supremacy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And um, I think that's cool. I really like Sebastian Stan. There's a chance that, like you said, Timmy C maybe could have gotten two. That would have been wild for a guy like him. He's so young too. He's got so much ahead of him. But yeah, I think I'm glad that they gave him a nomination. We knew he was going to get one. We just didn't know what
You know
movie
which
or if it
movie?
was going to be both movies. But here
I
he
mean,
is.
I'm all for Timmy C winning for either of those movies because I think he's great in both. I do think probably Adrian Brody wins here though, from what I've heard, but maybe not after some of the controversy that's kind of come out about that movie with the AI and stuff. But I don't know. I still love Adrian Brody, and I'm sure he's great in that movie. I'm definitely going to see that movie before the Oscars hit for sure. But we can move on. What else? So supporting actor. Uh, Nothing really stands out to me other than Yura Borisov in Anora. Definitely deserving of it. I know you did not see Anora Honora is really freaking good, and I think it deserves to win a couple of awards here at the Oscars, including him and Mikey Madison as leading actress. We'll get to that in a minute, but
I will say that
that,
I'm pretty sure Kieran Culkin won at the Golden Globes for
he
Real
did,
Pain.
he did, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch a Real Pain 2 too. They just put it on Hulu, so
yeah.
Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown is like I don't get it. I don't know why. Um, and then Guy Pearce in The Brutalist. Apparently he's really good in that movie too. Apparently everybody's just good in that movie. But I'm gonna be rooting for Yura Borisov and Honora for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, what else we got? Actress in a supporting role. Um, Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez.
I think she won at the Golden Globes, right?
She did. She did. Felicity Jones for The Brutalist. Ariana for Wicked. And Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. Out of the ones, I mean, I've only seen two of those movies.
This screams like Zoe Saldana again for me.
She's probably gonna, since she won the Golden Globe. I
Yeah.
don't know. The Golden Globe winners don't always win the Oscars, so I'm
This
hoping
one
that's
though,
the case here. But
this one though feels like one that they're just gonna double up on. I think. I personally think. I mean,
I don't think they give it to, I don't think they give it to Ariana or Monica Barbaro. I haven't seen Conclave or The Brutalist. I don't know. We'll
mm,
see, but nothing really crazy there. But actress in a leading role is stacked. At least I think three of them are stacked. So we got Wicked, Cynthia Erivo, Mikey Madison, and Honora, which she should definitely win, and Demi Moore for The Substance. I know Demi Moore won for she won the Golden Globe,
hmm
uh, and I'm very happy for her. She was great in The Substance, fantastic movie. But this has to be Mikey Madison. She delivered a top three performance of the year last year in Honora, a role that I don't think a lot of actresses could have done with grace like she did. Um, I honestly can't believe she didn't win the Golden Globe because she's won everything else.
hmm
Um, but yeah, I think she should, in my eyes, she's a lock. I wouldn't be upset if Demi Moore won, or even Cynthia Erivo. I mean, screw Amelia Perez, and I don't even know what I'm Still Here is. But um,
I've heard good things about her performance for Fernanda Torres, right? Is that her name? Yeah. I've heard good things about her on Twitter in that performance. I don't know anything about the movie, but I do know that people like her for that movie. So, I mean, I think she has an outside shot. But as long as, including everybody on Twitter, as long as Amelia Perez does not win, then
yeah, so let's talk about that for a minute before we keep on going into this. So Amelia Perez is the tied for the second most nominations of all time, like with juggernaut movies. I can't remember what the movies were, but I think it's like Return of the King, a couple other like crazy good movies that won a lot of
Shawshank
awards.
Redemption,
Was
and
it tied for that?
it had more than Shawshank Redemption. It had more than there was another huge one that it had more than. Uh, I know it has more than like Inception. It has more than. You have to look. I'm trying to think. 13 is a lot for a movie that's getting so much hate online. Um, I don't even know the Rotten Tomato score or the IMDb score or any of that off the top of my head. That's how much I like haven't. But from the clips you see on Twitter, you just are like, what, how?
No, I don't know. Literally everyone, my Twitter, like everyone hates this movie.
Everyone.
I still am just not gonna watch it. I don't care. It doesn't even. I don't even want to give it a hate watch. It just looks horrible from the clips I've seen. But apparently, Hollywood, like the whoever votes on this crap, just loves it, which I just don't get because I've seen so many clips and it looks horrible.
hmm
This music sounds awful. It doesn't seem funny. The acting looks kind of bad.
Yeah.
It's edited horribly,
Yeah.
and it's one of the most nominated movies for an Oscar of all time, which just
Yeah.
blows my mind. And like I think it has more than Oppenheimer last year. That's ridiculous.
Can't happen.
It's ridiculous.
Can't
Uh,
happen.
hopefully it doesn't win anything, but we'll see. Um, so next category, animated feature film. Got some good movies here for sure. Wild Robot, Wallace and Gromit, Inside Out, Flow. Um, did you? I forgot to ask. Did you watch Wild Robot last night?
Watch Wild Robot today.
You watched it today. What'd you
Watched it
think? You
today,
like it?
dude.
Really good.
Yeah, yeah,
Really, really good.
strong. I have not seen Flow, but I have seen Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul, and Inside Out 2. Wild Robot is better than both of those movies. So
Yep.
you have seen Flow,
Yes.
so I have
Flow.
not, but you have talked very highly. I think it's between Wild Robot and Flow.
Flow deserves to win, and I'm pretty sure it was even nominated for best international feature
Yeah.
film
Mm-hmm.
for its country. I think it's Latvia. And
Yeah.
I've been seeing like all kinds of stuff from the maker of Flow on Twitter. He's super funny, but I think it just became like the most profitable Latvia movie like ever made in their theaters. It's just crushing over there, and rightfully
Hopefully,
so. Great movie.
hopefully it comes out on a streaming service. I can give it a watch.
Yeah, y'all would love that.
But Wild
Um,
Robot was great. Wild
yeah,
Robot was great.
it's really good. Now on to like more technical stuff. Cinematography.
Ah,
Um, Nosferatu, I'm glad they got a nom for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
It looks
absolutely.
beautiful. Dune Part Two, thank God. One of the best shot movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And The Brutalist, um, supposedly is like it looks gorgeous. I don't know because I haven't seen it yet, but I'm very very happy that Dune and Nosferatu got noms because I think those were the two best shot movies that I saw this year or last year. Um,
Nosferatu has some scenes that I still think about today.
hmm hmm Trying to think, were there any other crazy good cinematic movies? Challengers had pretty good cinematography.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, we'll be talking about challengers here in a second.
Gladiator, yeah. But I mean, at least Dune. I don't think Dune really got nominated for too much. Um,
Prime.
I hope he gets this. It got nominated for Best Feature, but it's not gonna win.
Yeah.
Costume design, I don't really care. Best Director. So we got The Substance, Corley, how do you say her name? Corley Farge, Corley Farget, something like that. Amelia Perez's uh, A Complete Unknown, James Mangold, The Brutalist, Brady Corbet, and Honora Sean Baker. Um, Screw this category because Denny wasn't nominated.
There's two directors that weren't nominated that should be in this one. And Denis is one of them, and Robert Eggers is another one.
Robert Eggers,
I
yeah.
mean, it's just I do not understand what this category is even trying to do.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And I also, I mean, go back to a category we talked about earlier. I think Nosferatu kind of got snubbed a lot too. Like, I think
Lily
Lily,
Rose Depp
she
has,
should have got a
I
nom.
mean,
Even
what
Nicholas
are
Hoult,
we
maybe,
doing?
or Bill Skarsgård. Like
What are we
some
doing?
some of these people should have got noms. I mean, they were incredible in that movie. Whether you like the movie or not, like their acting and the cinematography were the best two like parts of it. So,
No, under costume design, I see Nosferatu on there, and I just hope they win for that, but they're not going to.
but Wicked or Gladiator would be good winners too.
I
So I
know.
can't be upset.
Dude,
Um,
it is. I don't even know what to say because I feel like director is like the one that like hurts the most because
but what's weird is dude got nominated for Best Picture, but you're just not going to acknowledge the person that made it.
no.
Stupid. Stupid. I mean, there are some good. I mean, The Substance is really cool, really greatly directed, I think. A Complete Unknown's fine. I mean, it's nothing just like it's not like a directorial masterpiece, but I mean, it's well made. Honora is greatly directed. Sean Baker, uh, he did a great job. That out of these, my personal pick would be Honora. But I don't really care because Denny got snubbed, and we're Team Denny here. So
Just stupid, man. Really upsetting.
yeah, same with same with editing. Sean Baker, Honora. That
Yeah.
movie's just really well done. You got to watch it. It's very, very good.
But again,
International feature film. We talked about that. Amelia Perez is Francis. I don't know. I'm still here. The Seat of the Sacred Fig. Flo.
Flo's
Um,
gonna be on there. They don't have any
Give it to
chance.
Flo.
They
Give it
don't
to
have a
Flo.
chance. They don't have a
Shut
chance.
up. They might have a chance. Shut
They
up.
don't. They don't.
Shut up. Maybe they do. Maybe that little cat. Maybe that little cat does. Um. we'll go down to like
If makeup and hairstyling doesn't go to Nosferatu, we might as well just give it. We just might stop the award.
I was gonna say The Substance, but either or one of those two movies.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. Something that
Dude,
requires
the
makeup.
personal the practical effects in The Substance are unreal. Like unreal. But yeah, Nosferatu as well for sure. Um
Oh,
best
I just saw a different man on there now. That'd probably be
yeah.
a pick either.
I want to watch that. I think it's on streaming. I just
But look what else is on there. Fucking Amelia Perez. Am I allowed to cuss on this podcast?
yes, for that movie, yes. Um but we'll move on from that. Another category that we're pissed off about. Oh my God, best score. We're mad. I want to raise hell. So we got The Wild Robot, Wicked, Amelia Perez, Conclave, and The Brutalist. You don't have the best three scores of the entire year on here, in my opinion. Hell, best four. Dune is without a doubt the best score of the year and one of the best scores of all time.
It's not even debatable.
I get to see Hans Zimmer perform it live next week, so screw you. Um, let's see. What was Challengers not even getting a nom either? Oh my God. Also, a fantastic score. Top tier score of the year. It won the best score at the at Golden Globes, and it doesn't even get a nom here. Just absolutely ridiculous. Nosferatu should have gotten one as well. Very, very eerie, creepy score. Wicked, I don't even know how you can really nominate the score because the movie's a musical, like to begin with. Amelia Perez, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like any of these in this category really,
Hey, I
and I'm
will say the
really
Wild
pissed
Robot
off.
today, I was pretty impressed with the score just for an animated movie.
Yeah, but yeah, no, no Hans Zimmer,
No
no
Dune or
challenging
Challengers is
scores,
just like
unreal, like unacceptable. Um,
I would have been fine with just Challengers in there or just Dune, but you whiffed on both of them.
yep. Oh, and The Substance had a killer score up. I think it should have been nominated as well. I think it might have been at the Golden Globes. Really, really cool score in that one too. So I don't know what they're doing. Um, but whatever. And then we get down to our biggest award. Um, well, we can go down a little bit and talk about some of the smaller ones. So we got like visual effects.
Mhm.
We got Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. Um, I mean, you got to give it to Dune. You have to. You have to. You have to. Alien's unbelievable. Looks great. Really does. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes also looks really good. I don't think Wicked is quite up to those caliber. Um,
No, it's not.
I mean, it's got to be Dune. It's you got to go Dune there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
sound design, a complete unknown, Dune, Amelia Perez, Wicked, Wild Robot. Uh,
Dune,
you got to
Dune,
go Dune, man. Like the
Dune, Dune,
sounds in that movie
Dune,
are so
Dune.
sick.
How many
Oh my
times do I have to say it?
God.
Dune, Part 2.
Everything. Give it every award.
Whatever,
Every
man.
award. Yeah. So then that kind of brings us to our biggest one, which is Best Picture. So here's all, I think it's nine nominees, or is it 10?
Uh,
Anora, The Brutalist,
yeah.
A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. Um, I think that's a good list. I think that's a fair list for nominations for Best Picture. Um, trying to think of, I mean, at least Dune got nominated. It's not going to win, but
Hell
I
no,
mean,
it's not.
it was our favorite of the year, along with a lot of other people's, and it was the top rated on the Letterboxd of the whole year. So people know who the what the real best movie of the year is, but we'll have to see who they give it to here. Um, Anora, I think, which you didn't see, I think it deserves. a nod there, and I think it could win. Still got to see Brutalist, but I think that might be the favorite. A Complete Unknown's really good, but I'm kind of shocked it's getting this much love. I think musical biopics just tend to do really well with the Academy. Still haven't seen Conclave, but apparently it's great. Dune Part 2, freaking Amelia Perez. I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys. Substance is great. And Wicked obviously is great. So, what are you thinking here? Obviously, you want Dune, but like,
I want Dune, but I mean, Brutalist is the favorite. I would think I'm with you on that. If I had to pick from everything I've heard and everything I've seen, it would be. I didn't actually see the movie. I think it might be Anora from everything I've seen, from the clips I've seen on Twitter, from acting and the way it's shot and everything. I would think Anora would be up there. I don't think Amelia Perez has a chance in this category. I think there's too many movies that are better than it. That are like they would. I really do think that they would give it to Doom before they gave it to Amelia Perez. I really do think that for this category.
yeah,
But I've heard great things about a lot of these movies. Nickel Boys, I've actually seen people on Twitter talking about it, saying
do.
it was very impressive. Conclave, I've heard great things about Conclave as well. But yeah, if I had to pick right now who I thought was going to win it, it would be the Brutalist, probably.
Yeah. Um, any crazy snubs? I'm trying to think. Let me
Yeah,
pull up.
Challengers. Challengers is the biggest snub I
Yeah,
think of the whole thing.
Challenger should have been given a nom for sure right here.
Um,
Let's
I
see. I mean, dude, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but bro, Gladiator 2 is so good. For it to not get anything here and wasn't like the first one, one of the winningest movies at the Oscars ever. He won Best Actor and Best Picture that year.
Yeah, no, Gladiator 2 didn't get a lot of love. It only gets the costume design, I think, which it might win for, I guess.
The fact that Furiosa didn't get nominated for even like visuals or
I don't even
anything.
want to talk about the Furiosa thing because I thought you were I was much higher on that movie than you were.
No, I still loved it. I mean, I
Um,
didn't like it near as much as Mad or Fury
I
Road, but
loved Furiosa. I thought Anya Taylor-Joy was incredible. I thought the surrounding cast like Hemsworth and all the Nicholas Hoult was in it for a little while too.
it
Um,
wasn't.
Huh?
Nicholas Hoult and
He's
Fury
in the
Road.
other one. Sorry, he's in the other one. My bad. Um but no, like even we talked about it with Doom with how good you can make like orange sand look, and Furiosa does the same thing. It makes it look so cool. But yeah, Furiosa not getting anything. I think Challengers though for me is the biggest like doesn't get score, okay, fine, whatever. Doesn't get like cinematography, why? Why not? Not even the best picture nomination. Like that movie's
Movie Zero. It has nothing. Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah. And I've seen like a lot of uproar on Twitter this week when all this crap was announced. Like pretty much nobody's happy with these, and people are saying it's like the worst Oscar noms in years. Which I can't really complain about because
Because
some of the best movies of the year aren't being recognized here.
it I think the problem with me is you have Amelia Perez in spots where other movies I think deserve it.
Yeah,
As simple
for
as
sure.
that.
The fact it's this tied for the second most noms of all time, and all I've literally been seeing about it is hate. It's got like a horrible score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's out of all of the Best Picture noms, it's like way, way lower on Letterboxd than all the rest.
Dude,
Uh,
and no one saw it.
yeah,
No one saw it.
apparently France saw it, but yeah, no,
And it's gonna win Best International Film too because it comes from France. When I just can't, dude. I can't. We gotta get off this topic. We got to. So,
yeah, I always try to watch all of the as many of the Oscar nom movies as I can before the Oscars, and that is just one that I'm not going to sit through.
don't.
I'm not going to sit down and watch it. I'm not going to give it the time of day. Um, Maybe I'm missing out, but I seriously doubt it.
You're not missing.
So, um, yeah, I think that's a good spot to end our Oscars talk on.
Yep.
Um, we had a couple trailers this week as well. Um,
Interesting trailers.
yeah, some weird ones. Nothing crazy, but we got a new trailer for a new A24 movie called Opus with Io Edebiri and John Malkovich, among like some other people that you recognize. Um, looks very interesting. Looks very A24. Curious to hear your thoughts about it. I know we didn't really talk much about it. You
Uh,
love I.
how's how's my mic sound? I
I'm
messed
sorry.
with something. Okay. Opus looks very cool. It's got our one of my favorite actresses right now is Io. She's one of my favorite right now. John Malkovich looks very creepy in this movie, in my opinion. Very weird vibe. Um, Now I will say that I don't know. I kind of like the way that it's when we first heard the premise about this writer gets sent to the island that we haven't seen in 30 years whatever, like it's a very interesting premise, but now seeing the trailer and like where they go out there and how she is trying to find out what's up and Malkovich is trying to be very very odd, in my opinion Io is just a really good actress, so I think she could kill it in this movie.
I'm getting vibes of like The Menu and Glass Onion, the second Knives Out movie, because those are both about like people going to like and Blink Twice with
Channing.
Channing Tatum that came out last year. All of those are like mysterious celebrity or billionaire like invites people to their island and shit happens.
Yeah.
Um, so this just kind of looks reminiscent of that, which I'm up for. I'm curious to see her in a in like a horror movie role. I
Yeah.
can't think of her being in one.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's got the chops for comedy. She's got the chops for drama, with the bear.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, curious to see how she does in a horror role.
Yeah, I'm with you. I Yeah, you kind of said it good with like vibes from the menu and Blink Twice. Maybe Glass Onion, I could kind of see that as well, but definitely more towards like Blink Twice in the menu. Somebody invites you to a really weird place. Maybe Midsummer kind of too, but Midsummer's definitely more freaky with that. But yeah, inviting somebody to a really discreet place and then all hell breaking loose and the walls caving in, and I hope there's a really good mystery and it's very A24-ish with like being absolutely messed up. And that's what they do best.
Yeah, looking real quick to see uh when the release date is. March 14th. So yeah, it's coming out relatively early this year. Um, so yeah, looking forward to that. Something different. I love a good, unique, original A24 movie. I know you do too. So that'll be refreshing, to get here in a couple months. So yeah, we're both excited for that. And then another trailer we wanted to talk about as well, was the second trailer for Mickey 17, starring Robert Pattinson, directed by Bong Joon-ho. It comes out, I think, like March 7th or something, first week of March.
Mm-hmm.
So soon, because it's February this week. So,
Yep.
um, yeah, no, Mickey 17 looks sick. I know you picked it in your most anticipated draft. I'm definitely excited for it as well. Bong Joon-ho is just like I've only seen two of his movies, but they're both like elite. Um, Robert Pattinson is just post Twilight. He's been on a roll. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm excited for Mickey 17.
After seeing the second trailer, my stock goes up on this on my list, so I actually got more excited. Robert Pattinson looks like he's going to put on an incredible performance in this role. He has that goofy voice. The premise is very, very interesting. Just the first thing, oh, did you read the paperwork? He's like, oh yeah, I read the paperwork, and then you hear his voiceover. I read none of the paperwork. For what an expendable is. Mark Ruffalo is in it. He looks like he's kind of. Uh, an ant like a bad guy, I guess. When destroying all the clones. It looks like a very, very interesting movie. Very interesting premise. I think that this Bong Joon-ho, like you said, like he just cooks, man. He's very good at what he does. And having Robert Pattinson, who I think is just an incredible actor, I really do. I think he's got to be like more recognized after the Batman. I think he is. Like everybody remembers Twilight. Who doesn't remember Twilight? But yeah, he's gonna be incredible in this role. and I forget who the two people who are. Oh, Steven Yeun's in it as
Steven
well.
Yeun, yeah.
And I don't know the girl. I don't know her name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But
I don't either. But
I do. I think the story looks very interesting, and I'm glad that it's on my list now that that stock can rise. So I'm very excited about that movie.
yeah, no, I definitely got more excited with that trailer as well. Looks like it's gonna be like mind bending, probably like
Hmm.
twisty turny, but it looks hilarious too. His little
Yeah,
voice. He said he based it kind of on Steve-O's voice from Jackass, which I think is kind of funny. He definitely kind of sounds like him in the trailer.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, give me Robert Pattinson giving us a silly little voice. Uh,
Hey,
yeah,
real quick before, just real quick, we tonight we got a new Sinners teaser, that's like a minute long that we can just talk about for like a minute or two. But
that movie looks so good.
I
Oh my
thought
God, it
it
looks
looked
so good,
incredible.
dude. It looks so good. I know a lot of it we've already seen. It was like content we've already seen. That was just a teaser. We're getting a new trailer on Tuesday.
So that'll be
So
perfect.
we can definitely talk about that next week. But yeah, no, the 1 minute teaser that played before the game today.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm super excited. Michael B. Jordan, I know you love him. I love him. He is incredible. Haley Steinfeld as well. Um, I guess I still am trying to figure out like what the movie's supposed to be about. They have
which
given
I'm
us,
glad. I'm glad that we don't really know.
yeah, and yeah, I think it's gonna be incredible. We do know that the both of like the Michael B. Jordan characters, like the twins, we know
Um,
they're like what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word right now, but we know that they're going to be on the screen at the same time, and I think that's going to be cool because they're definitely like maybe they're different sides to one character. Maybe that could be a thing. But I think that that movie is going to be incredible, and I'm glad we
Thank
got a
you.
1 minute trailer or a 1 minute teaser. We get the new
Yeah.
trailer like you said on Tuesday.
Yep, yep. I'm excited for that, for sure. Another trailer that dropped during the games tonight. I don't know if you even really noticed, but it premiered during the Chiefs Bills game was Alien Earth,
I saw that with
the new
the
HBO
spaceship
show.
coming down and it's like on
Yeah, but
like trying to get
but
out.
the whole trailer was like from the point of view of the alien, which I thought
Right.
was sick. It was super
Yeah.
cool. I know you still never got around to watching Romulus, but I think Alien is in the best spot it's been in since like the first two. I'm excited to see how they can do it in TV show form. Um, but if it's anywhere remotely as good as Romulus was, I think this is going to be a fantastic TV show. FX usually has really solid, good, high quality TV shows. So yeah, definitely excited for that. I know it's literally the first little teaser that's dropped for it. We don't have a release date even. I think it just said summer 2025. So
Nice.
yep, excited for that as well. Got some good TV shows coming out this year as well.
Absolutely. All right, so we got some new news for the Odyssey this week. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, dropping in 26, and he added John Bernthal, who is one of our favorite actors, to the cast list. Is going to be awesome. Already joining Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Pattinson, Zendaya, and Hathaway. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Lupita Nyong'o. So I am curious to hear what you think about John Bernthal joining. We love him as the Punisher. We love him in Ford versus Ferrari. We love him in, well, I
Wall
like him in The
Street,
Walking Dead. I like him in just you
Wall
name
Street
it.
Fury, literally everything he is in, he is unbelievable. The Bear,
The Bear.
like dude crushes it. Everything that he is in. I legitimately think I know we probably say this about a lot of people. I think he is the most underrated actor in Hollywood right now. He does not get the appreciation and love that he deserves. He's almost always, I feel, other than in The Punisher, he is almost always a side character. Always.
Yep.
Literally. In every movie. In The Bear, I know he had one episode where he was kind of like, the main lead or whatever, but everything he's in, he is not the lead. So, um, I really wish he was in more stuff, but God, I know me and you absolutely love him. And when we saw this, we all and the rest of our friends, like we all got so hyped because we all love him so much. I know we even talked about it a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week on the pod. Like he's just a great guy in
Yep.
real life too.
Mhm.
Um, so he's super likable. Uh, he just never gives a bad performance. So I think this is an incredible addition um, to the already stacked cast. I'm curious to see like who he might play.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
I love John Bernthal. I've told you that Daredevil is great, but I still think that The Punisher is like my favorite of the Netflix series. I just love him as Frank Castle. I was big on The Walking Dead when he was on there. As Shane, like he was great then. The Bear, what we have seen him in has been just so good. Fury, you brought that up. I kind of forgot he was even in that movie. He is awesome.
the
He has
accountant, Wolf of Wall Street.
yeah, like Ford versus Ferrari, like he is just. I feel like every time he's in a movie, even though it is a small role or a side character, besides the Punisher, like he is very, very good. It is gonna hit like absolute crack when someone says, "Yeah, he's gonna be my lead." Like he's gonna be the guy in my movie. So yeah, and then we'll get to see him in Daredevil too, which is gonna be sick. We'll get to see him again as one of the my favorite castings as Frank Castle. So yeah, I'm super excited for him. Also going on in the Odyssey, we thought that maybe Matt Damon would get to play the lead in Christopher Nolan's film. It has come out that Tom Holland will probably be playing that role as Odysseus, which is cool, I guess, but that leaves kind of room to where like where's Matt Damon gonna play? Where is Robert Pattinson gonna fit
I
in?
don't I don't know how this plays out because is I'm pretty sure like in the Odyssey and like Odysseus is like older. So unless Tom Holland's gonna do like a younger version of him and maybe Matt Damon plays the older version, I don't know. I was very confused when this uh news came across my Twitter feed the other day. I mean that's it's not a knock on Tom Holland at all, but he just I don't know. It just doesn't quite seem like the fit for the lead of this, even though we don't really know like anything about the movie. Maybe Nolan's going to tell it in a different, unique way. But I do know like everyone thought it was going to be Matt Damon because Odysseus, like in the story, is older.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I don't know.
you and I know both firsthand. Just when Nolan says something, just
Roll with it.
relax, relax. Let him do what he wants to do. I agree with you. I thought it was also going to be Matt Damon. I thought Matt Damon may get the lead because he's been. It feels like every movie he's in with Nolan, he's just a side character, but he gives a great performance as a side character. Yeah, so I thought he was maybe going to get the main role here. Maybe yeah, you're right. Maybe it is a younger version of Odysseus. Maybe it is, and Matt Damon plays the rest of the movie, but maybe not. I'm gonna trust Nolan. I am. I will never not trust Nolan. Um, but yeah, it's very interesting. But now it kind of leads you to believe, okay, if he does play Odysseus, who is Damon playing? Who is Pattinson playing? Who is Bernthal playing? Like who are we playing? So yeah, I definitely understand that confusion. But yeah, it
They're
leaves a
definitely going
lot
to
to
be playing.
be.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be playing like the different gods and goddesses. We just
Uh-huh.
don't really know like exactly who. So I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out. Um, yeah, but well, yeah, we're both stoked for the Odyssey. We've talked about it like literally every episode. And I think it starts filming soon, so very cool. I know they've already I saw like pictures of the sets that are being built overseas wherever they're filming it. Somebody got pictures of the set, and yeah, it's gonna be insane. So, um,
Hey, real quick before we talk about the next thing on, you also saw the little teaser thing for Superman. Did you also see that?
yeah, yeah, saw that today. Yep.
What were your thoughts on it?
We didn't get like hardly any new content other than the last 2 seconds of it when he was flying, which I think looks fine, and I think
They're
people
finding ways to hate.
people just need to get over themselves.
I know who it is. I can already tell you who it is that hates it, and you know it too.
Snyder fans,
Absolutely.
maybe. I mean, look, you're yeah, homie David Cornsweet is stepping into big shoes. Like whether or not you love the Snyder movies, like Henry Cavill is a top tier casting, always and forever will be. I think he will honestly always like be considered our Superman of like our growing up. It's probably Henry Cavill. And mad respect to that. But like move on. I feel like you can recast these characters. We've had so many Batmans as well, like um, and I think he looks the part. Like he looks just. I mean, he looks like Clark Kent. He looks like Superman. Um, People are hating on like the style of the shooting of him flying. Like, who cares? Like, it looks sick. I thought it looked sick.
I liked it. Uh,
Whatever.
I don't understand like okay, yeah, the Henry Cavill casting is very like good in retrospect when we kind of think about it, but like it's not like he was Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark and we got him in this many movies for how X amount of years. We got him forever. I mean, Henry Cavill was in like what, three movies. Okay,
Three
so
or
we got
four.
3 or 4 movies of Cavill and one of them one of them I don't even like. So it's like okay, cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I don't know why people are hating so much. I think it looks cool. I saw it when we were watching the game. Like we have, the big TV at work. So I saw it like on that big screen and I thought it looked great. So people could shut up. I'm excited about it and it's still gonna make a ton of money, so who cares? Um
so
yeah. Last little bit of news we wanted to talk about. We found this out like towards the end of last week. So Robert Eggers, one of his next, I can't remember if they said it will be his next one or if it's his like next one. But he is going to be doing a version of the werewolf story. Like, I guess, and it's kind of funny this announcement came like right after Wolfman came out. It's like, oh man, he saw a horrible werewolf movie and decided he had to step in. But I think this fits like in with like Nosferatu. Like it's a classic villain that's been told a ton of different ways. But this is a chance for him to kind of give it a historically accurate like portrayal and put his flair on it. And as he did with Nosferatu and the Northman and his other movies, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, he's on the come up. Actually, I said he's like not on the come up anymore. I think he's like finally reached that status after Nosferatu. And I think he's in his bag with this movie with Werewolf. Like this is the space that he needs to be in. Like pre 20th century like gothic stories. Um, with a little bit of a mystical element. Um, I saw this and I got excited. I think it's going to be sick. If it's anything remotely similar to Nosferatu, like it's going to be a great movie. So,
how long until we find out that Willem Dafoe's in the movie?
um, yesterday he's in the movie.
And then Ralph Ineson's got to be in it as well.
Maybe, maybe.
Yeah, he's got to be in it.
Yeah, well, he's making the Avengers of monsters.
He'll kill it.
Yeah, we're gonna get Frankenstein next from Robert Eggers.
He'll kill it. Let's be honest.
It'll be a good movie.
He'll kill it. Like he's the perfect guy right now to do it.
And I think like Nosferatu is like a vampire movie. I think werewolves are don't get near as much love and how cool they are. I feel like it's all you get a ton of like vampire movies and stuff, but werewolves are sick too. Like I feel like you can make some really good stuff out of them. And I feel like the only thing you've ever really seen werewolves in is like Twilight or Teen Wolf. Um, so done right, like with a like amount of horror done with it that he does, like I think this movie could be absolutely incredible. I can't remember when it said like it was. I think it was eyeing a release date of like next Christmas of 26, maybe. I could be wrong there, but it'll be a while. We're still reeling from Nosferatu, but that's definitely something that we're both excited for. So
I'll
yeah,
be excited to see how he tells it and how he uses like makeup and costume design and practical effects for all that because what you see and what you hear from him directly, how he just talks about it, he likes making the little like the less CGI and the less like stuff he can use like that where he can actually move to practical effects, makeup, costume. I mean, you look at Bill Skarsgård, Nosferatu, right? He wants to do that, and I think if you gave him and I like if he is able to visualize it and make it come to life, he's gonna give like the perfect story. He's gonna give perfect the person to play it. He's gonna give like a perfect like rendition of it. And you're right, we don't get a lot of it in media anymore. And with Wolfman, I know the main complaint was it's too much man, not enough wolf. So let's get back to a lot of wolf, man. You are a werewolf. You're not a wolf man type deal. Like you're a werewolf. Be more wolf. Come on.
More wolf.
More wolf.
More wolf. We want more wolf. Yeah, so I know we're both stoked for that. Yeah. So, um, like I said earlier, we do not have a review this week. There just wasn't really much out. We didn't want to really see Wolfman. We might go see one of them days and maybe talk about that. I went and saw Flight Risk, but there's just really nothing like super big out right now. I think the next like big movie will be that we'll talk about will be Companion. That'll either be next pod or the next. I
Yeah.
know that comes out soon. So,
Yep.
um, but we had the next best thing here. Um, we're gonna be talking about a TV show here. And Wilk, do you have some news for the people?
So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so bad at finishing TV. Well, no, I'll take that back. I'm so bad at like actually sitting down to watch TV. Okay, like I much more rather watch a story in 2 hours. Cole knows it. Probably anyone who knows me knows it. However, when Severance first dropped their first trailer, I mentioned to Cole that that show looked very interesting, but it's on Apple TV Plus, so I'm not going to be able to watch it. I don't even know. I guess Cole had Apple TV Plus or Apple TV at the time. He I don't whenever he watched it, told me great things. Obviously, he was very nice. Last week, he signed the Apple TV on my TV at the house, so I decided to watch Severance. Now, I watched Severance, all 9 episodes,
And the
and
new episode and episode one with it was less than 24 hours.
it was probably about 18 hours. And I had to go to class in the morning. And when I got back, I got home, I grabbed lunch, got home, sat on the couch, and watched the new episode for this week. I'll talk about episode one, or not episode one. I'll talk about the first season, then we can go into like the new season. The first season is easily easy like guys easily one of the best seasons of television I have ever watched. The acting, the like the visualization, the mood that it creates, the tension that it creates, the chemistry between the characters, the way it's shot, the way it's told,
Or
it is incredible. It is like if you have not seen it and you don't have Apple TV, bum someone's Apple TV, find a way to watch it. It is outstanding. It is one of the best series I have watched thus far. The first season is almost perfect. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And Cole made a joke that, well, I guess we can give spoilers. It's been out for however long. The cliffhanger at the end of season one, I feel bad for Cole waiting 3 or 4 years or however many years he had to wait for that. Because I just rolled into the next episode. It is absolutely incredible. Adam Scott is unreal. I just only remember him in like funny roles. And
me too.
he in this, I don't understand, man. I just can go and talk about it all day. It is seriously one of the best like stories. What they did in season one and what they're building upon in season two. The episodes feel like 5 minutes long.
I know, dude. They roll by so quickly. Unlike a lot of other shows, they really do roll by quick.
It is not a drag to watch any episode in season one because the first episode you sit down, you don't know a lot, and you were just like, what like okay, what's supposed to go wrong? What is going on here? What are they doing? What are they doing for work? And then you meet Helly, you meet Dylan, you meet Irving. Later you meet Christopher Walken's character. You figure out like what I mean, one of the greatest just plot twist in the middle of the season ever. The cliffhanger is unreal. The opening scene of season two is one of the best things you'll ever watch. I'm sure you've seen it on Twitter if you haven't seen it. Dude, I could go on and on and on and on about this show. But right now, season one is so far up there and I'm so glad that I was actually Cole was nice enough to give me Apple TV.
I basically had to sit your ass down and get you to watch it though. But once you started, you were able
Didn't
to keep
stop.
going.
Didn't
So,
stop. Did
uh,
not.
yeah, no, that show is just unreal. Like I said, it hadn't been quite 3 years. I probably got on it a couple months late, but it was at least like 2.5 years since I watched it that I had to wait for that. Um, yeah, so you're a lucky little asshole for getting to do that and and just flip right next to the next one like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, dude, everything I've been telling you for weeks, like it is the show right now. Other than The Bear, like I think it's like the show right now. I I think like just in like public and on Twitter and at work and things like that, I think it's the most talked about show since Game of Thrones. The Bear, maybe people do love The Bear when it comes out and everyone likes to talk about it, but I think Severance, just because of the type of show that it is, like everyone comes to work and they're like, "You watch Severance?" Um, People that I didn't even know at work like liked stuff like that. Like asked me, "Hey, have you seen Severance?" And I was like, "Oh, have I?"
Yeah.
Um, but like a lot of people are talking about it. It's all over my Twitter. Um, Everyone loves it. Like I have not seen one person have a bad thing to say about it. And so to like you said, to have that kind of a first season, that caliber of a first season to roll into a new season, I mean, you got a lot of pissed off fans that have been waiting for 3 years. You got to nail it. You got to hit it out of the park. And
Yeah.
so far, 2 episodes in, man, they have done it. So season or episode one came out a couple weeks ago. I kind of touched on it a little bit last week. But now that you're finally all caught up and you've watched everything, we can kind of talk about episode two a little bit. So,
Mhm.
in episode one, you kind of catch up with the innies, and see what
That's
they're
it.
up to.
You
You
only
only
catch
catch
up with
up with
the
the innies, and then this episode, you get to catch up with the outies and the immediate aftermath of what happened. Um, I thought it was kind of wild that in episode one, the innies were told like it had been 5 or 6 months or something,
hmm
and that they were heroes on the outside. Um,
Yep.
Not true at all.
Nope.
It was only a couple days.
It
It was
was
only a couple
it was over
days.
the course of a weekend, I believe,
Yeah,
is
and then
what
they
we
were there
find
like the
out.
next day. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So two very different episodes. It's so wild. These actors are just unbelievable because the differences in the characters that they play on each side.
You're playing two
They're
characters?
playing. They're playing two different characters. Um. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. Um. And then I'm sure if you're listening, you've seen this all over Twitter, but the last scene in um in episode two lines up perfectly with the scene of them like entering in episode one. Like literally to the split second. It's unbelievable. Obviously that's done with intention. Like they knew what they were doing. Um it's so much thought and care went into it, and the fact that like the mind behind Zoolander is the one that like came up with this
Yeah.
and is spearheading the whole thing
Yeah.
just blows my mind. Yeah, no, unbelievable stuff. It's funny, it's heartwarming, it's got a little bit of a romance, and then it's just psychological and thrilling. Like it literally has everything. It
Yeah.
has everything. Everything you could want. I literally think anybody could watch it. It's a very complex concept, but I think I think they like dumb it down enough for you to where it like makes sense. It's easily digestible. So, man, I can't
And
say
they
enough about the show.
and and usually with a lot of shows, like you'll have one or two main characters that get like fully fledged out, like, and you really feel for them. But I really feel like there's eight freaking characters that like you really care about, not counting like the people that, if you want to do, we'll go with like Mark's sister or Mrs. Selvig or anything like that. But the four main characters who have their innies and outies, what we learned over the course of a whole season about them. Like even Dylan, who we saw 5 seconds as an outie when he was in the closet, and like what he learns from the Audi and like what we get in season 2 with his interview process and everything like that. Like,
Yeah, I thought that side of it was super cool too. It's like kind of seeing like the aftermath of that, and you get to like spend a little more time with these characters. You got obviously we spend more time with Helena,
yeah,
Helena Egan, seeing how like her mind's operating, handling the whole situation. With Dylan, you kind of get
hmm,
more behind the scenes of like what's going on with him. He's struggling finding a job after getting
yeah,
fired, and nobody wants to hire people that have been severed. Um, and
dude,
then
that door interview was like that was so when he was like, "What
like,
kind of
oh,
door
what's your
would
favorite
you?"
kind of door?
He goes, pocket."
Pocket door? Nah,
uh,
but it's really cool that we're getting like a little more insight and depth from these smaller characters like
yeah,
Dylan and Irving.
yeah.
Um, let I do want to talk about like Helena. Still wild. Do you think do you think that we have seen Helly R this season yet, or have we only seen Helena?
I mean, I don't know.
Who
It's
went down?
it's huh?
Who went down and who came out of the elevator?
You know, when we saw her Audi go down or whatever, she was somebody said something about we were the only that was the only character that didn't hear a ding for. So I'm wondering if that was Helena or however you say her name, Egan, that traitor, that we did not get Helly R that went back down here. And I'm pretty sure, when you're watching the show for the first time or you're watching the episode, there are small details that I feel like you miss. That's why I kind of like going on Twitter or X after the fact, because you might see some things that you may have missed. So you're like, oh yeah, now that you mention that, like apparently she was confused by the hug, and now what you see in episode 2 where she's watching Mark and Helly kiss in the scene, like she's replaying it over and over and over again.
Yeah, bro, she's getting jealous of her innie. She's lived in like corporate life her whole life,
Yeah,
running a company, and her innie is living a more like personally fulfilling life
exactly.
than she is, and she's
Exactly.
jealous. She was literally watching Mark leave the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like wild stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, no, I don't think that we've seen Helly R yet. I think it's been Helena. I don't know how she's able to like go to the severed floor like unaffected. I don't know if she has like maybe since she's like CEO or whatever, if she can just like switch it off,
Well, she
or
could have had her chip
maybe
pulled
she had the
out.
procedure done, but then we
Yeah.
saw the effects from the last guy from season one who had the procedure done. Like he couldn't even barely function.
Well,
Um,
that was the whole reintegration thing. I'm wondering if there's like, if because remember Miss Selvig the whole time, and you were getting the vibe that Mrs. Selvig wanted to see reintegration in a safe way. Because remember when she put him through the wellness check with Mrs. Casey and Mark in the last time, and they were talking about how he wanted to get her out of there, stuff like that. Remember, and she was watching very intently, and when he finally said like it feels like that's the right thing to do, or it feels like the right thing for us, or something like that. She got disappointed because I think she really wanted Mark to remember Gemma. I really do. Like, I think that was a little part of that interaction. Mrs. Selvig with a bomb drop at the end of episode 2, which is prefaced by the funniest line in the show. Maybe I ate your shitty fucking cookies. Like, that is hilarious.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember busting out laughing. But
and
yeah.
she's acting weird, and he's like, "Do you know something about Gemma?" And she has the outburst, which is odd because Mrs. Selvig doesn't do that, even though her innie or whoever, what's her name
Miss
downstairs?
Cobell, but Miss Cobell isn't severed. She's
Yeah,
not.
no, I know that, but she still acts like
She
she
acts
acts
different
like
on the
it's
outside,
two.
but now that he knows, like she's basically Miss Selvig basically doesn't exist anymore. It's
Yeah,
just Harmony Cobell.
yeah, but
But
we
yeah,
haven't
I
seen
think
the outburst part. So when she drives away, at the end,
yeah, yeah,
somebody knows something about KC/Gemma or whatever, and hopefully that's a big part. I would
yeah.
imagine that's a
We
big part
can
of this season.
so we can close out on that. Like, what are they doing? What is going on at Lumen? Why do they need Mark S so bad? Because he was the only one they like focused trying to get back.
Absolutely.
And he basically said, "I'm not working
I want my team. Yeah.
unless you bring my team back."
My confusion is with because you were trying to be with the fact like, oh, maybe she died and he never saw her body and she's just down there severed. But he goes in this episode, he says, I identified her body. So he saw the dead body. He knows he identified the dead body. I don't
That's
know, man.
that's yeah. That's when I like when he said that in this episode, I was like,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah. I was the same
That
way.
that leads me to believe maybe cloning.
Maybe.
Maybe maybe they're doing cloning. I have no idea if he actually saw her body, then I don't know.
I'm
Because
with you.
I don't think that was ever really said in the first season that he saw a body, but
It was in this season.
yeah, they made sure to make it a point. Um, so like before he said that, I was said, maybe she's been in on it the whole time or something, but now that he saw her body,
So my only like pushback on that is that she had an identifying tattoo slash birthmark or mole or something. He didn't see her face. He saw that part. So he didn't see a face. He saw like an identifying mark on her where he was like, "Yeah, that's Gemma."
maybe I don't
That's the
know.
only thing I can come up with.
He did say identify the body, so I mean, I guess we'll probably get some kind of answer about all that. Hopefully in the next couple weeks. I guess we'll see. I don't
I
know,
hope
but
next episode,
man,
man. I don't know how people do this watching it weekly.
I'm
It
so glad
sucks.
that you're now on the train.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, we can't stress to y'all enough like how elite this show is.
yeah.
It's in the status of like The Bear, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, like shows you have to watch. And the fact that we only have 11 episodes of it, I think,
Says
total
a
right
lot.
now.
Says a
And
lot.
like every episode is a 10 out of 10.
Well, when
Um,
people put the Bear in that category, I mean, they only had 2 seasons at the time, you know.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Now they got three and we got a fourth coming, but Severance, I think, has already been renewed for seasons three and maybe four. I know at least three was announced. I can't remember if it was three and four, but
shout out
uh,
Ben Stiller, man. He has done something with this show. He has united like media together. Everyone knows how. Like you don't see a bad word about Severance on anything. Not one.
nope, no, no. I do think everybody can enjoy it.
It just keeps you guessing, dude. Like you're sitting there watching the show, and they'll throw something at you, and just when you think like you're trying to like follow along, they'll throw a wrench in it, and you'll be like, dude, what?
I know it's hard watching shows weekly, but it kind of just gets me back into like that like prime TV watching like feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day, for us it was different because we would like weekly we wait for like the new iCarly episode or something like that.
I
But
did it with The Walking Dead all the way for 7 seasons.
yeah, and I did for some shows as well too. Like when the first time I watched like All American, um, a couple other shows like before streaming was like really big. You had to
Green
wait.
Arrow is another, or Arrow, sorry, was another one.
You had to wait a week in between each episode.
Yeah,
So I know a lot of people complain like, "Oh, I want to binge it all now." I kind of like having one episode a week because then you have a week to talk about it and theorize and
yeah.
like see everyone's thoughts and like
For
dissect
this
the
show,
episode.
for this show gives you a week to figure out what the heck just happened.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, I'm loving what they're doing. I'm glad they're having a lot of success. Everyone needs to run to Apple TV. It's the cheapest streaming service. It's only $9.99. You can get a free trial. We're not. I mean, I wish this was an ad, but it's not. It's just genuinely like everyone needs to download it because the content on Apple TV is just unmatched.
yeah,
The only thing
I think
that
I'm
even
starting
comes
my next
close,
show on Apple TV will be the
the
next one.
the only TV show streaming service that rivals it is uh, Max.
Yeah.
HBO still cranks out some of the best shows, but other than that, like it's Apple TV. Apple TV
Yeah, it's
so good.
Max and Apple TV right now. I think I mean, Amazon Prime has the one that everybody loves right now is The Boys and Gen V, so you have that on Amazon. But yeah, no, like if you go series for series, it's Max and Apple.
Yep. Yep. So, um, we still got a little bit of time left here. So that was good Severance talk. But have you been watching anything this week? Anything on your watch list? What's
So yeah, real quick, watch a Wild Robot today. I'll kind of like I'll go a little bit more in depth right here than I did earlier. Fantastic. The animation is beautiful. The score is beautiful. The voice acting is incredible. It hit me really hard towards like the last part of the movie. I did not cry. Cameron did.
very
Um,
emotional?
yeah, I wanted to cry a couple times. It is just an outstanding movie, really. Um, this I I was gonna go see one of them days. I'll probably end up going to see it next week. This is in Kiki. I've heard very high things. Tell me about Flight Risk real quick. We got a second?
Yeah, it's very much like just a TNT movie on a Saturday morning. Um, Nothing crazy at all. Mark Wahlberg delivers a fun performance. He plays the villain, and I feel like we haven't seen him hardly ever in a villain role that I can really think of. Um, Really funny, goofy, like over the top villain. Um, nothing special though. It's a very weird move for Mel Gibson for me. You know, how do you direct Braveheart and The Passion of the Christ, like two of the greatest movies of all time, and then you just direct this a movie like this. I only gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd. Still fun. Like it's not like a just repulsive movie. It's just there. Like it's just a movie. It's nothing special, nothing super memorable.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean it's fine. You'll get a little bit of a thrill in it. But it's super short movie, like less than 90 minutes, I think. I enjoy that. What else did I also watch this week? I finished season 2 of Silo, which you need to watch soon. Is that going to be your next show?
I think Ted Lasso is gonna be my next show.
Um, I mean, great choice. I can't even be mad. But yeah, um, Flight Risk and then rewatching Silo is kind of taking up most of my week. And now I'm actually 5 or 6 episodes into Skeleton Crew, so I'm almost done
Oh,
with that.
nice, nice, nice,
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good.
nice.
Silly.
Next week, we could you could give maybe a finished thing about that. Heard
Yeah,
great things about it.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So that I guess that will kind of round out episode 4. I'm not sure what movie we'll do next.
I think Companion.
I would like to do Companion. We would have to see it this weekend. Um,
I got nothing to do. So
but yeah, we'll try to do Companion next. And definitely we'll keep talking about Severance and other things like that. Other trailers, other news, whatever comes. And our episode after the Super Bowl will be a fun one. I think after the Super Bowl night, um, we need to record like an immediate trailer reaction podcast because we're supposed to be getting a lot of cool new trailers for the Super Bowl. So some exciting
supposedly a
stuff coming up.
Fantastic Four trailer.
Yep. Yep. Um, so some exciting stuff coming up. A couple good movies, lots of trailers coming out. Um, then Daredevil hits, and then the ball just starts rolling,
Yep.
and it keeps going. So yeah, we got some good stuff to look forward to. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment what you want to hear us talk about. Give us your thoughts on Severance or
Mhm.
what you thought got snubbed at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Um,
Any movies you saw this week? Like if you saw one of them days or Wolfman or Flight Risk, let us know in the comments below what you thought of them. And yeah,
yeah,
man.
let us know. Let us know. We're gonna keep doing this, and we're gonna try to do some new, different style short form content as well. We're kind of working on that, so be looking forward to that. And yeah, I think that's a good spot to end episode 4. So thank you all again for watching, and we will see you next
See y'all
week.
next week, guys.
Bye.